Okay, there it is. Welcome, everyone, to another fantastic episode of Our Parents' Basement. This is our 99th episode, you guys. This is crazy. Thank you for joining us on your Thursday evening for this somewhat of a milestone episode. I am so happy to be here on another wonderful Thursday night. And I think these two guys are just as happy as well. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into the introductions. First of all, I am Philip, and with me this evening we have Charles. Charles, what are you doing?
What?
Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Not too bad, thanks. What were you doing there earlier? You were
just moving my head around.
Okay, that's fine.
Trying to confuse you.
Well, you got my attention. That's for sure. Glad to have you aboard. You seem, like I said, a lot less stressed these days, and teaching photography classes. That's going well still.
Yeah, got my last class for the first round of class tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. And we also have Jason, but we all call him Turf on this fine program. Turf, how's it going this evening?
Man, I am here. No, I'm doing excellent, man. I'm really excited. I'm just a little news to the world. I'm newlywed. I'm newly married.
Congratulations.
So that's a big thing that's been going on this week. So that's a huge change in the life, and I'm slowly moving out of my house. So all my games in my game room are gone right now, and it's like me, a desk, a TV, and a computer.
And the podcast.
It's like a work office.
It is. It feels kind of like a work office. Except for I've got cooler stuff on the walls.
I'm Jason. We have to have this report done by noon tomorrow. So we get it done. It's got to be about brutalism architecture in the 1942 World Series.
I'm gonna say, sir, are you on drugs? Do we need to have an intervention? Because I build roads. I don't write reports.
Sir, I'm your direct supervisor, so yes, I am on drugs.
Well, all right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
You said this was a milestone episode. This really isn't like this is like the exit is near milestone. Like next exit milestone.
I guess.
Next week will be 100 Can you believe that this went 100 episodes?
Well, sometimes I can't.
It started off as like a cool little experiment, and it turned into a thing that people watch and some people enjoy. And just it kind of blossomed into more than I really figured it would.
We've got fan art, Yeah,
we've got fans.
Fan art, fan mail.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah, we got fan mail. We got we had a stalker.
What?
No, I just made that up. That's kind of my goal. Like, you've made it when you have a stalker.
I am noticing footprints in my bushes.
You have footprints in your bushes?
Yeah.
If only that stalker thing was real. I was like, really? We made it? Oh, man, awesome.
Wouldn't that make you feel like you'd made it if you had to have a restraining order against someone?
Yeah.
At that point, you're like, dude, I've arrived. It's time.
I am somebody now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just a ComEd guy checking the meter.
I think 99 is actually a milestone number because it's such a fun number. It's the last of the double digits, and I don't know. It was just fun to say the word 99.
It was that was my number on my for my softball team I played on many years ago. My 16 in Chicago, so I was number 99.
Number 99.
Let me tell you what.
I don't play.
In right center field, Charles Zaki, number 99. So it's kind of Charles, you have a lot of experiences, man. Like, no matter what we say, you're like, hey, back that reminds me of when I was in the Merchant Marines. Like, really? Like, I'm not even like joking. You've lived like the life of 7 people. You have a lot of things that have happened with you, man.
Experience.
Like, I would not have pegged you for a softball player. Just wouldn't have.
Yeah, that's like if you look at my pinkies, they're all fucked up. My pinkies are. That's like 16-inch snow glove Chicago softball game. My pinkies jammed up.
Okay. Mine are nice and.
I think all my fingers are a little messed up from.
His pinky's like, what the hell's wrong with mine?
My pinky's straight. I think. How's it look?
It's a little bit larger than usual. That's odd.
That's what she said.
You may want to get that checked out. Hey,
It's
I've seen a doctor about it. It's a condition.
he's all good.
that's getting jammed fingers playing 16-inch softball. No gloves.
So what's 16-inch softball?
It is. I've got one. It's the ball.
Like it's
is
just a bigger softball.
Bigger softball. I have one somewhere.
That's okay. You don't.
there it is.
It's
Boom.
fine. Okay, go get it.
You go get it. Well. Oh wow. Okay.
This is brand new in the box.
Ooh, it's CIB.
So hold on. You hit that giant soft with like a wiffle ball bat or
No, normal bat.
Normal bat.
Wooden bat. Yep.
I guess y'all are restricted on space, so you had to get a smaller ball.
Yeah, well, this is bigger than the fast pitch softball.
Yeah, it's like a beach ball.
This is when they're new, they're hard. They soften up over time, and they get all mushy.
And again, that's what she said.
Yeah, so this is
Hadn't got mushy yet. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm sure.
It'll still be new.
it's slow pitch underhand, high arc. So
Well, Charles's number on his jersey was 99, and I think it's a fun number. And because of it being our 99th episode, tonight on Our Parents' Basement, we're going to do what we like to do every now and then. We take a year in which we were all present. So there's not going to be any 1940 whatever going on in Our Parents' Basement. Indeed, this episode of OPB, we will be focusing on all the fun, nerdy stuff that happened in the year 1999. It was a interesting year. It was the year that the Euro was established. It was a year in which the Last Supper by Da Vinci was finally put back into its home in Milan, Italy. It was a year of the Shenzhou spacecraft launch. So that was pretty cool. But most importantly, it was the year that No Scrubs by TLC was released to airwaves everywhere. I mean, screw all that other shit.
Really? That was 1999? I would have
That was
guessed it'd be like way earlier than that.
Yeah. That was.
I don't want no. Really? Scrubs?
No Scrubs.
Huh.
The album that was on is called Fan Mail. So when you said Fan Mail, I thought, oh my God, No Scrubs came out in 99 as well. So we came full circle.
Yeah,
but,
I like how that worked out.
This was a great year, I think, just for everything, nerd culture, pop culture, anything in between related.
What were you doing in 1999?
Yeah, what were you doing in 1999?
I was in high school. It was like that freshman, sophomore time. I was still, a wee lad, but by that point in time, I was known as the only Pokemaster in my class because I was the only one who played Pokemon. Actually gave in the year 99, I gave a speech in my English class on Pokemon, and I got the highest grade in the class on that speech. So it's good to be a nerd.
Your teacher's like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I guess he's right.
But I gave a good speech. I had good diction, giggity, and carried myself well. And I don't mind public speaking. I don't think I ever did. So and when the teacher said, pick whatever you want to talk about, just make sure it's informative, I was like, I got this. So
I got some Bulbasaur knowledge to drop on y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So did your teacher, she knew about it, or did she not know about Pokemon?
She didn't know about Pokemon.
You could have said any shit you wanted. So
I was gonna waste an opportunity.
There's a Turf Zord Pokemon.
There should be.
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But no, I had a big old poster board just filled with my favorite. This is around the time there was only 150 of them, which is still a lot. So I had a poster board of my favorites. I told them about the game, the show, how to catch them.
The cards.
The cards weren't there yet.
Okay,
not yet. But yeah, so I was in high school, just living my nerdiest self. What were you guys doing?
I was out of high school.
Okay.
1999 was end of my freshman year at Columbia College as a radio major.
Columbia, New York?
Columbia College Chicago has a radio broadcasting major.
Oh, I got the voice for it.
For WALP 69 FM on your AM dial. That was our little
I like that
class
voice.
radio station.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's, or depending on what, is going to ending my first year, going into my second year. I think I don't know what
I was in the 7th grade.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yelling back there.
I was actually
But
I graduated high school in 1999.
Oh, okay.
The class of 1999 is here representing, and I started my freshman year of college. So it was a big year for me. Lots of change, lots of fun, lots of. It went from, basketball was life at the beginning of 1999 to the, through graduation and like, oh, I'm not ever going to see y'all again, to, hey, let's start college and then make it through our first semester. And it turned out it'd be easier than high school. So it was a big year for me, man. There's a lot of transition there in the old 1999.
Awesome. Everyone had the whole Y2K thing on their brain, like, oh, this is the last year of the 90s. What's going to happen when the clock turns midnight? Like, Y2K was on everyone's lips.
It really was. And I had this ingenious idea. This is kind of off topic, for my Y2K for my old computer.
Yeah.
Like I had a computer that we didn't really use a whole lot, but it had a lot of stuff on it that I wanted to keep. I wanted a lot of, I guess, papers and things like that I'd stolen in high school. Okay. In high school, I had this brilliant idea that I would get a digital copy of all these people's different people's papers. And then when I got to college, I wouldn't have to write any. So I'm thinking English comp in high school, I got several to choose from. I got the smart kids papers, which was a pretty decent idea. But anyways, that was on there. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to beat this Y2K thing, because my limited understanding that there was the two-digit date, like it said, when 00 is a delete command. So Jason got the bright idea, we're just going to unplug the computer. We'll never turn it on for a year, and then it'll work. When it's one, it'll work. So I unplugged the computer, and this is no joke. I unplugged the computer, and I'm like, I'm good. I got this. And then nothing happened, and I was like, well, okay. And then instead of backing up the stuff on the computer, which would have made way more sense, I just didn't turn it on I guess after I figured out Y2K wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just nothing ever happened with it.
They had everything already fixed. They were fixing it for like years in advance. It's just like the news music. Oh, you're gonna die.
Oh yeah, planes are gonna fall out of the sky, and the power grid's gonna collapse, and power plants are gonna melt down. All the nuclear devices are gonna go off. It was awful. It was Armageddon.
Yeah.
Come to find out that the very first computers were the only ones with a 2-digit year. After that, they made it a 4-digit year because people had forethought and go, we might use this past the year 1999.
Yeah.
Oh man, my in the year 99, my mom, bless her heart, she started like buying those jugs of water just in case.
Literally.
So we were set on filtered water for a time after the new year struck.
That shit has an expiration date.
99 was a year of lots of paranoia, I would say, but there was still some fun stuff that was going on. Our parents' basement, we love all things nerd. So let's just break it down. Earlier, before we went live, Turf mentioned the 4th best movie, or highest grossing movie. What was it?
The 4th highest grossing movie of 1999 was probably the best lasting movie out of 1999. In my opinion, the one that I really enjoyed the most, I guess, and that would be The Matrix. The Matrix started in 1999, so there's a lot of really good movies that came out at the end of the millennium.
What's The Matrix?
Well, if you have to ask, you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. So the Matrix came out, and that was a complete mind F. I don't know if you remember the first time you saw it.
Yep,
I do. I thought it was like cool, but I didn't get what they were talking about.
It was done by the Wachowskis now. Then the Wachowski brothers, now the Wachowskis. They both transitioned.
Wait.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
Really?
Both of the sisters now?
yeah,
Okay.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good for
I
them.
knew one did.
yeah. The other one just did.
She's
too
like,
long
why are you
ago.
always copying me? God. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Can't you just let me be myself?
Jeez.
I liked watching The Matrix. You know, all the street names in the first one. They're all Chicago street names. They're all Chicago street intersections because
Really?
they're Chicago kids.
Yeah.
Grew up in Chicago, so they still live in Chicago. They've still got their little offices up in Andersonville.
So, what were some of y'all's favorite movies from 1999?
I cannot remember any other than The Matrix.
Well,
which-
Um,
I'll tell you what. We'll just go down the list then.
I'm at the
Yeah.
I like the Blair Witch Project for some odd reason back then.
That
Do you
was
like it
99?
now, though?
It's campy now. I know it's cool, but now it's kind of it doesn't hold up well.
Well, and they said somebody filmed that for like $10,000 or something like that.
Yeah, and they made $312 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it was something ridiculously small amount, but they said $10,000. Somebody pocketed $9,000 is the only way they did that movie. It was like a handy cam, and it was shaky, and there was boogers on it.
16 millimeter. They shot on 16 and like DV tape and all that. So it's like the way they filmed it was pretty cool. Of all this GPS stuff, so you're going here. Everyone has their own instructions. If you look at the whole making of it, they gave everyone little black film cassette cans like this, and they open them up with their own things. And you do this, you do this, you do this.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
I'll tell you what, that movie sucks.
Yeah.
It
I
made
like
me
it.
like motion sickness.
Yeah. And I was bored. I was so
And it was-
bored.
I'm so scared. It was.
Yeah,
it
like
was
when she had like you saw like her nose up and she was like snot dripping out and her eyes were all water. I'm like, oh God, girl, get yourself together. Get a tissue, then film it. So based on
Yeah.
true story. Shut up, no, it's not.
That was one of a very good example of viral marketing, because
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that, but like
They-
somehow word of mouth got around that it was real,
Um,
and people that was like the scary part. Is like it was really found footage.
Sci-Fi Channel did a special about it.
Oh really?
They did a special. Here's what we found. Here's what back this thing.
Oh, beforehand.
Like a few months before it came out, this is what they did. They showed this. Like, we don't know how this happened, and they looked at the person who found the footage, and we found this stuff in this house, blah 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 blah, and then from there, and like we were releasing the footage on this day. We edited it together as best we can. We've got approval from the families to do this, so we're releasing it.
So they treated it like it was real.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
That was, cool. Good on them. It was total bullshit, but it was very, very well marketed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty ingenious how they did that.
Yeah. For the time, you can't do that again. It's
Everyone was
try to do that again.
talking in class like, you gotta see Blair Witch. You gotta see Blair Witch.
Yeah,
So,
people really die. That's what you thought. You thought you were seeing like a real
last moments,
horror
yeah.
thing playing out, horror or whatever playing out, and it was like, but I didn't like it. I was like,
Like my favorite two guys are the guys fishing. When you're interviewing the two guys fishing,
I don't.
they're like shut the fuck up! You don't know what it was. You're telling the story wrong. Like these two country boys fishing.
Did y'all ever see American Beauty
No,
I did, yes.
with Kevin? Wasn't that Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening,
and some chick.
Mina Suvari, I think her name was.
That's what her name is.
It's a pretty decent flick. It was.
It's pretty good.
What car did he buy? Anyways, the line
I
that remember-
rule. Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. I rule. That was exactly where I was going with that.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing I remember from that. Let's see. The World Is Not Enough was the number 8 grossing movie, the
James
James
Bond.
Bond movie. Oh, it was a James Bond movie, kind of the follow up to GoldenEye.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
See, Notting Hill, which I guess is that.
I did see that one. Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cute.
All right. Here's one that is kind of a guilty pleasure that I still kind of enjoy is the Brendan Fraser movie, The Mummy.
Oh, I seen that. That was
The
great.
Mummy wasn't bad. For what it was fun. And it still is fun.
It's Brendan Fraser being Brendan Fraser.
Right. And I'm
Special
okay with
effects are
that.
cool. Yeah.
I always liked him. I don't know what happened. I don't know why.
They don't want to hire him anymore. He's kind of like blacklisted for some reason.
Because somebody grabbed his butt and he Hollywood, brass grabbed his butt and he wasn't into it. He said he got like his butthole fingered, and he said it traumatized him or something. He just went into conclusion.
Girl, really?
Hey, if you hadn't had your butthole fingered, I mean, come on.
I know. Then
call that second base here.
Come on, you worked with
the doctor.
This was 1999.
You worked with Pauly Shore and a Baldwin brother. That's not traumatizing enough.
Which Baldwin brother?
Adam.
Oh, I don't know.
Encino Man.
Oh yeah, he was yes.
Ooh, buddy.
I loved Encino Man. That wasn't 1999, but I still loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ratmobile. Who's in the juice? Brendan Fraser ruled. Linkovich Chomowski.
Brendan Fraser, if you're watching.
I think you're awesome. I think you need to work again because, man, that was, I don't know. I liked him.
You should come on our show, Brendan Fraser, if you're watching.
To the jungle.
Yes.
He was
and Dudley Do Right.
Dudley Do Right, yeah.
Oh God. Oh, so bad.
I'll save you now.
Anyways, 1999 movies.
1999 movie. Tarzan, the Disney flick Tarzan.
Oh, saw that.
That was it was Tarzan. I didn't love it. If we ever get on another Disney show, there's a really cool way that like Tarzan and the Frozen movie and Little Mermaid and maybe it's just those three.
Are they in the same universe?
They're all in the same universe.
Kind of like the Tommy Westphal universe, like all the.
No, I refuse to acknowledge that you are going to bring that up again. But yeah, they're all like that. See, at the end of the Little Mermaid, or no, well, we'll go into it some other time. But there's like some the king and queen, maybe from Frozen, like their parents from Frozen got shipwrecked, and that was caused by Ursula and the Little Mermaid. And then the parents, the king and queen, got shipwrecked, and they end up having a baby that's Tarzan. So it's kind of interesting. It's a fun little Disney thing, but different story. Tarzan came out. Then The Matrix was number 4. Then more Disney. Toy Story 2, which is awesome. Yeah. I like it. All the Toy Story movies are good. That's the one with the prospector Stinky Pete. Jessie the cowgirl.
I remember Jessie, yeah.
And the whole when Isaac was small, I bought him the box set, the Blu-ray box set of Toy Story. And it looks like Andy's toy box, the Woody wagon train looking thing. Yeah. And it came in that box. It's really cool. But we watched Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 about 10,000 times.
Oh, and counting.
You know how the kids get a hold of a movie and they will just plumb in the ground? Well, that's what we did. We did the 3 Toy Story movies ad nauseum. It was just unreal. I've seen them all so many times. It's sickening. But,
Randy Newman, you got a friend in me.
That's a jam, man.
He's a great songwriter.
Isaac was he was Bud Light Deer for Halloween that year.
Cute.
Oh man, he was an adorable little turd. And he had like giant inflatable wings. He was running into everybody. And then for about 6 months, he wore that costume about every day. So that was his thing for a while. Was he wanted to dress up Buzz Lightyear and run through the house. So after that, there was the number 2, which was, I will say that this is the first and only movie that has ever scared me enough that I lost sleep.
Scream?
No, Scream. No, Scream was fun. It wasn't scary.
I know what it is.
I know what you did last summer.
I see dead people.
Oh, The Sixth Sense?
Yeah. Sixth Sense scared the piss out of me. I was 18, 19 years old. I guess 18 years old when that came out, and I slept with the light on. I'm not too proud to admit it. Scared the piss out of me.
I thought the twist was interesting, but I thought, was I scared from it? I can't remember, but I saw it in theaters. So
It wasn't like jump, spooky, scary.
It's a psychological thing, what she does.
It was like I kept seeing stuff out of the corner of my eyes. I'm like, man, I'm seeing dead people now. Holy crap!
Like when he did those ways he could fuck with your head.
Yeah,
and
that's one of the two Shamalama movies that are any good.
And that's one of those horror movies where like I didn't get scared. It didn't jump scare me. Like that's different kind of. It's one where he gets into your head and he fucks with you.
Yeah.
Jump scares are kind of stupid nowadays. I think anyway.
See, I like Scream, like those kind of jump scares. Really liked Scream.
I laugh at those. They're funny.
Well, yeah, it was funny. It wasn't really scary, but it's kind of the music's tense, and then the dude pops up. Those were okay. But Sixth Sense scared the piss out of me, and I'm okay if I never see that again because it messed with me, man. It wasn't even that scary of a movie. Like people were like, it was a psychological thriller, and I didn't understand the big twist. Well, spoiler alert: Bruce Willis is dead the whole time. Now you don't have to watch it.
He's so dead.
It was 20 years. I think we can spoil a 20-year-old movie, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
about that.
If you haven't seen it in 20 fucking years, tough shit. We spoiled it for you.
Yeah, the chick that her mom was keeping her sick. That girl, and she was like throwing up.
Screw her. Yeah.
Freaked me out.
Oh,
freaked me out.
I saw it with my friend, and we were like, "Oh, gross," when that was going on. But
but then what I don't understand with the kid, Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Like he's going to all these places all by himself. No one pays any attention to him.
Yes.
Being a single mom is hard.
There might be plot holes.
He just walks into some random people's house for this funeral and memorial service. I'm like, okay, here's this random kid showing up, and here's this.
Well,
next thing you know, the kid's gone.
Being a single mom is hard.
All right.
Number one.
The number one highest grossing movie of 1999. Any guesses without looking?
Jeez, I'm not looking.
I've looked already.
Oh,
I have no clue.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Oh, that was 99, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And let me tell you. You can say what you want about this movie. It's not a great movie. I'll give you that. But the hype and the build-up was real, man. It was the first Star Wars we'd had since Empire. Or since Jedi, I mean.
Jedi.
So, man, since 1983. It was the first Star Wars. I mean, we'd been 16 years without any Star Wars, and we're getting a whole new thing with CGI.
So that's a big thing.
Well, yeah, it was a big thing. We'd been primed up with the special editions that had come out and re-released in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready for new Star Wars, man. We'd seen like Watto, and we'd seen like glimpses of Darth Maul, and here we go. We're going to the movies, man. We're going to see Star Wars for the first time. Like the day it comes out, I'm going to see Star Wars. I'm part of history.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was thinking it'd be really, really cool to see Star Wars in the theater. I wish I would have been around like my dad. I've told this before. I was kind of jealous of him because he got to see Star Wars in the theater and did not give a damn about it. Didn't care at all. My dad's really country, and like if John Wayne would have been involved, it would have been awesome. But he's like he had a buddy that was really in 1977 that was really into that and really into the the special effects and stuff and whatever. So he went, and he's like, I didn't like it. I didn't get it. So, yeah. I got to see Star Wars the first in theaters, and life was good.
It's back then. We see it for something we like it. It's like it's awesome. It's Star Wars.
Oh, I did. I watched it 2 or 3 times in the theater. I bought it the day it came out on VHS because I thought it was awesome. It was more Star Wars.
I got it on VHS.
I bought all the Pizza Hut or the Taco Bell cups with the toppers, those plastic cups that had like the different character toppers. I bought them all.
I tried to.
I needed them. I was ate up with Star Wars, and that gave me the taste that I needed. But looking back, I'm thinking it's really not that great of a movie, but it's better than Episode 2.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know if it's better or worse than The Last Jedi. I don't know.
I don't know.
Last Jedi was long. It just would not end. I
just got The Last Jedi on the Blu-ray, so I just finally saw it. I liked it.
I gotta watch it again. I haven't watched it since the day it came out in theaters.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, the Mary Poppins Leia threw me off, and that
Yeah.
really bothered me.
Spoiler.
And,
Sorry, we haven't seen it yet, but
well, okay, the Mary Poppins Leia thing could have been handled. If you didn't want to kill her right there, why have her go off into space? Why not just blow her across she was on the bridge of the spaceship. Why didn't they just blow her across the bridge and then somebody drag her out? Why did when she went off into space, her eyes should have popped out and whatever else.
But then she's strong with the Force, and
I don't care. I don't care.
I think
don't care. I'm the number one. Well, but not number one. But I'm a big Star Wars apologist. Like, you can explain things away with the Force. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
100% okay with that. But when she had to fly like Superman, and I'm like, come on, y'all. I don't care how strong with the Force you are. You fall up into space, you freeze. You freeze, your eyes pop out, and you die. Why are we flying like Mary Poppins through space?
Like Timothy Robbins did in that Mars movie.
Mars Attacks?
No. Which one was that? There's that one, like, there's a 2-3 year span where there's all these Mars movies that came out.
Get your ass to Mars.
God, which one was that? Hold on, keep talking.
Anyways, Last Jedi. I don't know how I feel about it. I got to watch it again. So Mary Poppins, Leia, and the whole thing in the casino, the whole Finn and Rose in the casino thing, that was pointless. It was just and it went too long. So, anyways, 1999 in film was fun, and then there's some honorable mentions in there, like Varsity Blues. I love Varsity Blues.
I give it a 10.
I give it a 10.
10.
Well, you go to prom with me.
You go prom.
I love Billy Bob.
You knew Billy Bob's, didn't you?
Possibly. I knew all those people.
All those folks.
I did.
Growing in the country.
See, I was on a basketball team. I wasn't on a football team, so I didn't have as many, but like guys that I know that did play football in high school, like that was high school football. That was, they nailed it, and they kind of nailed it. I mean, for any sport, I guess. You had like Tweeter. I knew Tweeter. I knew a guy just like that. Just a great big old slut ready to party, and he was good at a sport. Wasn't super smart. I knew Billy Bob that was just a moron that was good at sports. I knew the guy that was the quarterback, and he was kind of the star or the king of the town. I knew that guy. So it was a very good depiction of high school sports. So it was fun. I loved Varsity Blues. It was like a caricature of, I guess, high school sports. It amped it up to 11. Let's see what else came out that year. Blast from the Past, another Brendan Fraser movie.
Carrie 2.
What's that?
Carrie 2.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I actually have that on 35 millimeter.
Well, I'll be damned.
A 35 millimeter print of that on. Analyze This.
That was a good one.
Didn't see that one.
Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent flick. Take the time.
It's funny.
Office Space.
Yeah,
we're gonna do those TPS reports.
I think you took my stapler.
That was like one of Jennifer Aniston's not first role. She's been in movies for a long time, but we knew her then as Rachel, because going strong. So seeing Rachel in a movie, that was a good time.
And Doug's first movie. After Disney took over Doug, they did a movie.
I hated Doug after Disney got their hands on him. Yeah, that was Nickelodeon Doug. That Doug is good.
And I don't think they did a sequel.
No, because no.
Let's see.
Poor Doug. Better.
Ed TV. Yeah. Let's see.
Did you ever see Idle Hands?
I did not.
All right, Idle Hands is a stupid movie like this. There's a demon that gets in this kid's hand and makes it do crazy stuff, and hijinks ensue. It has Seth Green in it. Jessica Alba's actually in it.
Oh, was this before?
It was supposed to be like a horror movie, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's like about a stoner kid that
Was this
his
before Jessica
hand-
Alba was Dark Angel, or was this after?
probably, I don't know what Dark Angel is.
It was
That's when
her show, basically.
It was kind of, it was one of those, like the thing was based on like Idle Hands of the Devil's Work deal.
Clever.
So yeah, it's just a lazy stoner that his hand gets possessed and he goes on a killing spree. And it's, I don't know, it's fun and goofy and I liked it.
Well, a
Well, I'll tell you
lot of
what,
movies
there's
are
a lot of
before
movies, a
Dark
lot of good
Angel.
movies. Oh,
yeah.
here, Austin Powers. Forgot about that. Was you can say what you want to about Austin Powers and people it's been done to death, right? But
Yeah.
that was huge at the time. That was the whole Dr. Evil and Austin Powers and his bad teeth and all those jokes. That movie was huge.
It was stupid fun, you know?
It was stupid fun.
Yeah.
Man,
Muppets
Then
in
Big
Space.
Daddy came out, the Adam Sandler movie.
I saw that.
Excellent. South Park, the movie. South Park was like at the top.
Bigger,
top
longer,
of
uncut.
American Pie.
Oh, that was a good one too.
American Pie. Yeah, that was,
One
yeah.
time at band camp.
Muppets from Space.
Yeah, now you dropped the ball on that one.
No.
Inspector Gadget. No.
How about Lake Placid when Betty White was feeding an alligator cows?
The big alligator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, Bowfinger. Jesus.
Have y'all ever seen Mystery Men with Ben Stiller?
Oh, yeah.
They're like the B grade superheroes.
It was terrible.
It was hilarious. I love it.
That damn All-Star song would not stop playing on the radio. It was
Well,
everywhere.
Smash Mouth was big in 1999. There was a lot of really actually bad songs at the turn of the century.
Oh, yeah. Like,
There
No
was-
Scrubs was great, but there were some real stinkers.
Another good movie. Stir of Echoes.
Huh.
Kevin Bacon. He
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was psychological as well.
another Chicago film. Indie film. I like that one.
Back to like the music, there was a thing like I guess at the turn of the century that just really cheesy, bad music was big, like Ace of Base and
Oh, wait. That was...
well, it wasn't not the Sign. There was another Ace of Base song.
A Beautiful
And then-
Life.
There was the whole boy bands kind of started doing their thing and
Oh, yeah. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were...
they were
really
starting
starting
to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Britney Spears came out about 1999, rocking that
98.
little girl.
Time.
That was like late 98, early 99, but yeah.
Was Oops, I Did It Again. Was that summer '99? They released
That was summer 99 or fall of 9. That was like fall 99, I think. Wait,
Fall
no.
of 98.
Oops, I Did It Again?
Isn't that the one with the schoolgirl outfit?
That was
Yeah.
Baby One More Time.
Oh, whatever then.
God.
But anyways, I don't know. I thought it was like the beginning of my senior year. Anyways, that whole thing, the whole Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears thing was ramping up.
And you also had Mandy Moore and Jessica Simpson that year, too. Like, they all kind of trickled in.
Fuck them.
There was so much of that. I guess I don't even know what you would call it.
It's just like bubblegum pop. You
Right.
know? Like,
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
It
that,
really doesn't
Sing-
do anything for your brain.
mm-mm,
It's like
but
chewing bubble gum.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't fill you up. It is there to take up some space, but I love it. I love bubblegum. And I love bubblegum pop. So,
Let me tell you what I was loving. What I was loving in 1999 was Korn. Korn was huge. To this day, I still like Korn. Jonathan Davis might as well have written the Bible. That's maybe a little far, but I was especially right. This would have been not Life is Peachy it was not Issues. Issues was the next album. Whatever they Follow the Leader. That's the album that would have been out about this time. And let me tell you, it had like Freak on a Leash on it. It had Falling Away from Me.
mhm.
Man, like Freak on a Leash is a jam, a jammy jam. So that's what I was really into at the time. I wasn't wearing the Jinko jeans and a chain wallet, but I might as well have because that was the music I was listening to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the style back then. Yep. That chain wallet thing. That was really a big to do in 99. I remember that was starting to catch on. Jinkos, Yeah, those are starting to get a little bit more narrow, and they just started doing like the bootleg baggy cut. But was that the time of frosted highlights? Was that
Yeah, that would have been right around
just
then.
starting to get like all these things that
That came with the
super popular.
boy bands, I think.
Yeah,
like
with
those
that clean
dudes
cut
were
look.
whether you liked them or not. If you were going to be the cute college guy, you had to do the frosted tips and probably a goatee.
Oh, the goatee. Oh, and those necklaces that looked like they were like silver beads.
Yes,
They would like it,
like a leather strap. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, man. Fashion in the late. This is like late '90s, early 2000s. So, I mean, that time for fashion was so. It was fun. It was a lot of mixing and matching, and I enjoyed it.
And
I sucked at it. I'll just be honest with you. At the time, I was rocking blue jeans and a 3-button polo, the same thing I've worn since then until now. So
That's classic. Never goes out of style.
Yeah, just a solid color 3-button polo and blue jeans. You can't go wrong with it. I probably had rocked some carpenter pants, but yeah, probably did.
Yeah,
probably did. Probably the cargo shorts too.
Those were those trying to get
Oh yeah, they were picking up. They picked up about early 2000s, so maybe not 1999, but definitely it was like people cut off their carpenter pants and made shorts out of them.
See, 90 now, what was I doing? I had blue hair. I dyed my hair blue for the first time.
Oh, little rebel you. Well, what games were you guys playing in 1999?
I wasn't doing too much video game playing in 1999.
Oh man, I was.
I kind of fell off then for a bit, you know.
We got
smoking Lucky Strike cigarettes and
blue hair,
drinking old style, blue hair,
and doing radio.
Being a Chicago punk kid.
Well, I mean,
you sound like a real shithead.
Yeah, just little rebel you. Well, in '99, let's see, you had Final Fantasy VIII come out, you had Grandia come out, you had Thousand Arms, you had Lunar, Silver Star Story Complete. Being an RPG fan was amazing.
That was like the golden age, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it was like the middle of the golden age because we still got some good stuff in 2000, 2001, but that was a good year for RPG owners. But also, it was a year of the Dreamcast.
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you get that was some good. I mean, like Soul Calibur came out that year. You know, the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was a thing, man.
It was in everyone's ear, you know, or everyone's lips as well. So
it really was. It was a system that, like I mentioned before, it was kind of where the arcade and the home console actually crossed. It was where what you could play at home was identical to what you could play in an arcade, which I think kind of killed the arcade and made the home console king. But that's just my thoughts. But you know, there were games like on the Nintendo 64, we were playing Cruisin', which was the exact, or Cruisin' USA, which is the exact same game that was in the arcade. Mm-hmm. We were playing like Soul Calibur, which was the exact same game that was in the arcade. Let's see, what else would have been on the Dreamcast? There was a launch title for the Dreamcast.
Well, Sonic became 3D as a launch title, right? Sonic like Adventure or something like Sonic
Adventure. I don't know if that was a actual launch title, but it should have been.
I mean, it was not good. I did not like it. I'm not a Sonic fan, even but that Sonic should move left and right, not 3D.
Oh, Sonic sucks. I'll be the first one to say that. Sonic sucks. And y'all can just come at me. Internet.
Come at me, bros.
Let's see. Like Smash came out that year. The first Super Smash Brothers. How big was that? It's still the first Smash Brothers is still playable.
Oh, very playable.
It's very fun. It's in my opinion, what's the Wii U one is the best one.
Yeah,
gotten better with time. I think the Wii was a step back from. See, that'd be Brawl was a step back from Melee.
Melee was GameCube, yeah.
Melee was GameCube, and it was the best one until Smash 4 for the Wii U came out.
Smash 4 is great, but that first Smash very playable. Still fun to play nowadays. Even at the Louisville Arcade Expo, which we all attend, they have a Smash Brothers tournament. as Charles knows all too well.
Kid.
So yeah, it's still a pretty relevant game. And I didn't know that was 99. I thought that was the next year. How many hours did me and my brothers play on that game?
Oh,
It's crazy.
there's no telling. I spent so much time.
So many matches.
It's like watching you guys play. I'm like, you guys like ding, 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 playing. I'm like, what? I'm playing. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
I'm dead.
Who kicked me at the platform?
And I'm dead.
Who kicked me at the platform? Oh, I did it myself.
Which one y'all kicked me? I'll tell you what. The first time I'd ever heard of a massive multiplayer online game was in 1999.
Oh,
was EverQuest.
Oh, that was 99, huh?
That was the first time I'd ever heard. I had just started college, and I had taken took a technology class that there wasn't really an instructor, as a facilitator, and it was kind of an experiment. They just gave us high-dollar computers and extremely high-dollar software. Like when I was a freshman in college, I was using this program called Softimage, which I don't know, but
Softimage?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the same software that they used to make the Phantom Menace, and they used to make commercials, and it's like 3D animation software. So they're just like, here you go, figure out how to use it. So I spent a semester trying to figure out how to animate things, and the best I did was make a roller coaster that you were sitting in a tube, and it was pretty much a roller coaster, and it would do twists and turns or whatever else. The tube would change color, but it looked like you were sitting in a car riding through a tube.
That's pretty neat.
It was very neat. And anyways, the dude that was the facilitator to that, he was a computer guy.
Oh, okay.
He was playing EverQuest like in his spare time. And that was my first introduction. He was like, yeah, you get online, and there's other people that are playing that interact with your world. And I'm like, you're in the same world as other people? Wow.
That's crazy to think about how far we've come, and now that's like so SOP, and but back then in those days,
dude, that was the first time I'd see, and it was very like Super Nintendo graphic-y.
Yeah.
It wasn't graphic intensive at all. That blew my mind that the other people walking around in there that were doing things were actual people. It wasn't just like NPCs walking through there. It wasn't like pre-programmed characters in there for you to talk to. That was other human beings controlling their character in real time on your screen. Wow.
Yeah, that is it's pretty wild to think about probably at the time, but nowadays, oh yeah, I've seen this.
What have we got? A little bit laggy back then?
Well, absolutely. But I was at a college, and they had, the T1 connection, which at the time, if you had a T1 connection, you were something.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, that was the only place you could get it, was at a facility of higher learning. That was a biggie, man.
Were you gaming a lot in 1999? Charles said he wasn't.
I played a lot. I was still playing a lot of sports games. I played Smash. I played, let's see, like Gauntlet Legends came out that year. I played a lot of that. I wasn't starting playing Tony Hawk yet, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out in 1999. Yes, I was playing games, but maybe not the same. They definitely weren't the same ones you were playing.
Oh no! Well, we played besides Smash. Yeah, I was just
Donkey Kong 64 came out that year.
That wasn't very good though.
No, it's a collectathon. It was cool at the time.
Yeah, because of Donkey Kong.
It was a collectathon. I got over that pretty quickly. Of you have to get this many bananas to pass this gate, and so
it's like,
yeah. What's another one that came out that year that was I was talking about that when I started college. We would play Quake 3 on we'd set it up on the server in that room and played it all over the college campus, which I thought was awesome because people knew how to do that, and they just kind of like, here, Jason, you play. So they set me up on a computer in this computer lab, and we would play like at 3:00 on Fridays. We would play Quake for like 2 hours, and it was great. Great. That was my
LAN party.
Yeah, it was a LAN party on. Yeah. Thank you, Ozarka College, for hosting my LAN party.
Yeah, that year, for if were an RPG fan, like I think that was the first time you realize that, oh wow, I don't have to wait all these months for the next RPG to come out. I actually have options this time, which is also kind of a negative because, when if you were my age and didn't have a job or just had to rely on like birthday money or Christmas money, you had to like pick and choose which game to buy. So yeah, that was interesting. Finally having options for a fan of that genre.
Well, let's see. As far as we talked about the Dreamcast coming out. It was not the only console to make its debut in 1999. There was also the Tiger Electronics Game.com.
Oh yeah, baby!
What is that? I never heard of that.
That is the best game system ever made.
Let me translate for you. I don't know if you speak Charles, but that means it's a piece of shit.
Okay, I'm gonna say what? It's coming from.
It's a pretty obscure handheld that Tiger Electronics came out with that was absolute rubbish. So
why? What happened with it?
It's just low quality.
It worked off of like cardboard cards, didn't it? Something like that.
Something like that. It worked off of like weird Game.com cards. Yeah,
that you couldn't find anywhere, and you had to pray that it worked, and you had to take it to a Catholic, your local head of your archdiocese, and have your local cardinal or bishop bless it for it to work correctly.
That bad, huh?
It was a very cheap piece of hardware. Well, no, the cartridges were big. They weren't cardboard. They weren't cards. They were actual cartridges. But they actually are pretty reminiscent of a Game Gear game.
Ah.
So it was it's very it looks a lot like a Game Gear, except for it was about 6 or 7 years too late and looks like absolute shit.
Well, they all can't be winners, and I think even if it wasn't so awful, the Dreamcast would have knocked it out.
Well, this was a handheld. It was a different arena. The Game Boy would have knocked it in the head.
Yeah,
Game Boy already knocked it in the head.
Yeah. Also that year is that I'm going to say an underrated handheld, and it was probably just a little late to the game. Mm-hmm. Was the Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Oh, that's a great piece of hardware there.
Actually is. The only problem with it is it's not backlit. If it was backlit.
Oh, really? I never played one. Okay.
I have one, and it's cool. But
it's pretty comfortable to hold, and
yeah, it's really nice and really easy to hold, and it's got a really cool the joystick clicks, which
that's neat.
Good and sounds good, and just when you turn it, it's got like the 8 different positions, and I don't know.
A lot of fighting games on there, right? If you like fighting games, that's the one.
A couple of really good fighting games on there. There's a couple Metal Slug games on there.
Oh, fun!
That's Neo Geo's bread and butter. That's SNK.
Puzzle Bobble is on there.
Oh, that sounds fun too.
Bust a Move.
Bust a Move. Let's see. There's a golf game. There's actually a little trivia for you. There's a link cable that, since there's a Sonic game on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, that you can link to your Dreamcast.
Okay.
And it will. You can play like a mini game on the Neo Geo Pocket Color that links to Sonic Adventure.
That is so cool.
Very cool. It's 2 separate companies that played nice together, which I think is really neat.
What is this madness you speak of?
Cross-platform play?
What?
But it was very neat, very cool idea. I wanted one of the cables for a long time, and I just kind of forgot about it. So
I'm sure nowadays
they're probably not, I don't even think they're that bad. I want to say they were like $20.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I just kind of forgot to get one.
I just know that the Neo Geo Pocket was I've wanted one for a while, but I just forget about it.
I can forget. Yeah, I can forget about it also.
Mm-hmm. Are they expensive?
No. $100 ish.
That's too bad.
That's a range price.
I mean, I wouldn't try to collect heavily for it, but if I wanted to play a fighting game every now and again, just to, goof around. What you got there, Turf? What's he hung up?
He's got a Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Oh, you have one? Okay, cool. And it comes in that blue color. That's neat.
It's like a blue digital or blue camouflage looking thing, or maybe like blue marble or something.
That's nice.
It was a really neat system, and I enjoyed it. I didn't have one at the time. I got this one probably 6 or 7 years ago, But it's a neat little piece of hardware, and that was a cool little piece of 1999.
Great year for games, definitely. We have only a few minutes left. Rapid fire, your favorite shows from that year. Go.
Shows.
Oh man, I didn't even know you were going to say that.
Damn it.
TV 1999. I'm going to say NBA basketball.
There you go. Friends is still on, so that was good. Charmed, Dawson's Creek were big.
The Sopranos, I never watched it, but Family Guy started in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Freaks and Geeks was in 99.
Beastmaster, The Simpsons, Batman Beyond.
WWE SmackDown, I don't watch that.
Actually, I'll tell you what. That's what I was watching in 1999. I watched a ton of professional wrestling.
Shasta McNasty? The hell was that?
Oh, didn't someone from WWE pass in 99? Owen Hart's or?
Yeah, Owen Hart?
Yeah.
Dude, in the middle of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was the middle of a pay-per-view. It was doing a thing where he came down out of the rafters.
Uh-huh.
Well, his rigging broke and he fell like 40 feet and landed on like the corner of the ring face first.
Oh God. Oh.
Killed him dead. Like right on live TV.
People saw this.
Yeah.
Whew. It's crazy.
Let's see. Friends was big. I'll tell you another thing that was culturally huge. I know we're running out of time. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who didn't try to call that number and get on Millionaire?
Oh God.
I got close, but.
Oh, and Sex and the City was really starting to gain popularity too. HBO is finally starting to become relevant.
One of my favorite shows started in 99, Good Eats, with Alton Brown.
Ah, okay.
Just like, oh, you stupid idiot. Why are you watching that stupid cooking show?
You like what you like. So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope. All right. I hate cutting the shortcut. Whenever we cover a year, we just lose track of the minutes because there's so much to cover. But
we went really long on the movies because there was a lot of movies in 1999.
A lot of movies, yeah.
I think that's when we, at our age, we really said, okay, we go see these movies on our own. We can see whatever movie we want.
I think that was a lot of it. I was, I had a little bit of my own money, and I got to go just watch whatever movies I wanted to go see. And me and the girl I was dating at the time, I guess, we'd go watch a movie every weekend. So I saw a bunch of movies in 1999. Yeah. And what I didn't see in the theater, I rented when it came out on home movie.
Yep.
Home video.
It went to Blockbuster. Put the Blockbuster of our Blockbuster card, and boom.
Well, let me put this one on y'all. We didn't have a Blockbuster anywhere near here.
Did you have Family Video?
Hollywood Video?
No,
you didn't even have Family Video?
Oh, gentlemen, y'all don't understand country living. You don't know. We didn't even have a video store.
But did you go to Casey's?
There was a video store in a town close to me, but we went to the local grocery store, to Town and Country supermarket to rent our movies.
That is country living.
Country living.
Or go to Casey's general store. Do they have those out by you?
But they actually just built a Casey's in the town that I live in.
Like you get gas, you get pizza, you can rent a Betamax from there,
It's a relatively new occurrence here. There's not any rentals here, but you could. I do remember, like, back in the day, back in the 90s, everywhere was renting movies. Like, you get them at a gas station, you could get them at the grocery store, you could get them at Blockbuster. Who would have thought? But that's a different topic for a different time.
Ooh, I'm getting ideas for another topic. Well, speaking of which, sort of, Turf, I'm gonna hand the floor to you, and you're gonna give us our closing arguments, please.
If it pleases the jury, I'd like to approach the bench. It pleases the court. There we go. I did.
You can approach the bench and come behind the bench.
All right. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this episode, this is number 99, so that means there's 98 other episodes of Our Parents' Basement. 98. Next week's going to be the big 100 live, so be sure to check that out. We've got big things planned and cool things in store, so y'all be ready for that, and hopefully a new studio. So, if you enjoyed this one, check us out on YouTube. There are all the videos there, but where the bread and butter is the audio-only version of this podcast. Be sure to check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, SoundCloud. There we go. That's where I was going with
Google.
Yeah, the Google machine. let's see, iHeartRadio, Spotify, just anywhere you can download a podcast. We are there. Check us out. Take us with you. Put us in the car. We're cool to listen to. I went on a trip this weekend or this week for work, and I had to drive about 4 hours one way. Guess what I listened to? I did listen to an episode of Our Parents' Basement.
Oh.
I listened to The Fighter and the Kid, and I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience. So that's a different horse. But I listen to podcasts. That's what I'm saying. I listen to podcasts. So these podcasts are cool to take with you where you go. So if you want to interact with us, you can always find us on Twitter at OPB Podcast, Facebook.com/OPB Podcast. We're on Instagram at OPB Podcast. You see, there's a pattern here. It's the Our Parents' Basement Podcast. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you listening. Be sure to subscribe. That way you never miss one of these episodes. And with that, I'm going to say tonight, good night.
And
Arrivederci, baby.
We'll see you next week. And yeah, that's all I got. Charles, hit the button.
Thank you for listening.